The story starts as we are introduced to Tatsumi Oga, a bad student at the worst high school in Japan. When he goes to school, he brings a small baby with him who sends out huge electric shocks when he cries. Tatsumi says he found the baby after a strange man floating down the river split in half, and the baby came out of him. But his friend TAKAYUKI FURUICHI doesn't believe him. When they are at TAKAYUKI's house, a demon maid named HILDEGARDE comes up to them. According to her, the infant, known as Kaiser de Emperana, Beelzebub IV, is the Devil King's son, who sent him to Earth to find the most evil person to nurture him so that he might wipe out humanity. Hildegarde admits that Tatsumi has been picked for the job when she fails to get Beelzebub. Hildegarde tries to kill Tatsumi with the bird demon when he says no, but Tatsumi beats it. Beelzebub throws a fit when Hildegarde and a group of bad guys corner him and cut his face. Tatsumi is the only one who can calm him down. Tatsumi saves Beelzebub when a broken tower is about to fall on him. He does this by resonating with Beelzebub's power, which lets him break up the tower. After Tatsumi gets over what happened, Hildegarde decides to stay with him and raise Beelzebub. That makes Tatsumi very unhappy. Because of how Hildegarde describes herself to Tatsumi's parents and sister, they think baby Beel is her and Tatsumi's child that they didn't want. She also warns Tatsumi that baby Beel's cries would become more louder until they completely destroy the city if he is more than 15 meters away from him. Tatsumi thinks he can get out of the situation if he finds someone bigger and meaner than he is and dump baby Beel on them. Tatsumi buys a yogurt drink from a vending machine when he grows hungry after dropping food intended for baby Beel and discovers that it was Hajime Kanzaki's preferred beverage. Tatsumi goes to see him under the guise of becoming his henchman because he thinks he might be a good person to dump baby Beel on. After he beats him up, Kanzaki tells Tatsumi to throw his current henchman out the window. Tatsumi looks at baby Beel's face and thinks the man is not good enough, knocking him out instead. Baby Beel is going to the bathroom so much right now that it could flood the city. Hildegarde can stop it temporarily with an interdimensional diaper, but Tatsumi thinks that he needs to buy a diaper advertised on TV to stop it for good. Shintaro Natsume, one of Kanzaki's goons, tells Tatsumi about the TKKH, which are the best criminals of the Ishiyama High and include Kanzaki. Just then, a group of bad guys takes the grocery store hostage. Tatsumi is asking everyone questions to find how cruel they are, and baby Beel's diaper gets stuck on the leader's gun. While the boss thinks about raising baby Beel, Tatsumi changes his mind and beats him. Then they decide to hold baby Beel over the ocean until he's done peeing. After a sleepless night, Tatsumi wakes up to find a strange mark on his hand. It turns out to be a Zebel spell, which is a sign of the deal he made with baby Beel. Hildegarde and Elaine Delon say that a demon lord's father is a way for him to use his power and that Tatsumi's mark will get bigger the more enemies he beats. Tatsumi wants to get rid of the mark, so he stops fighting, hoping that it will get smaller. While this is going on, Tatsuya Himekawa, another member of the TKKH, hires some thugs to take Hildegarde and Takayuki to get Tatsumi's attention. Tatsumi sneaks in with the help of Elaine Delon and breaks his word to beat Tatsuya's goons. Tatsuya hits a steel plate that Tatsuya has hidden under his shirt, but Tatsumi's punch is so strong that it still knocks him out. Then Tatsuya tries to use a stun rod on Tatsumi, but Tatsumi fights back and beats him with baby Beel's power, which makes his mark get bigger. Hildegarde is so upset that the mark on Tatsumi's arm is going back to being smaller, so she breaks his game system. She brings baby Beel a playroom, but when she builds it, it turns out to be a magical cage that both traps her and Tatsumi inside. The only way out is for baby Beel to figure out a puzzle, but he breaks it. Tatsumi is angry, so he uses his Zebel power to punch his way out, but this makes his mark grow again. Baby Beel finds a bag of toys from the demon world and opens a box that turns Tatsumi and Takayuki into nurses. The only way to change them back is to help baby Beel play doctor. Tatsumi chooses to try to do good things and gets rid of his mark, but he has trouble dealing with the demon's medical supplies. After some failed efforts to help some of the students, they change back after finding a useful tool on baby Beel's costume. However, this sets off an explosion that undoes all of the work Tatsumi did to make his mark smaller. Tatsumi's family forces him to take baby Beel to the park so that he can make his park debut. Tatsumi meets Aoi, who is taking care of her little brother, Koda, even though she has made a bad impression on the other moms. Aoi tries to help Tatsumi prepare for his first day at the park, but he doesn't do so well, partly because Elaine Delon shows up. All of Tatsumi and Aoi's antics lead to the other moms to call the cops, who then start talking bad about both Tatsumi and Aoi. Tatsumi throws him into a trash can before Aoi can get angry. This makes Aoi look look good. When Tatsumi leaves, Aoi's real name is revealed to be Aoi Kunieda, the boss of the Red Tails gang and the member of the TKKH. Keep in mind that Aoi is 1 year older than Tatsumi. It shows that Aoi likes strong guys who she can trust. Even though they don't know who Tatsumi is, Aoi and the Red Tails go back to Ishiyama High to deal with him. Aoi is scared and horrified to discover that Tatsumi is the person she met at the park when Takayuki brings him to see her, even though he doesn't remember her. Aoi starts to fight him with powerful Bokudo attacks that can cut through glass, but he manages to avoid all her strikes. Tatsumi, impressed by Aoi's strength, asks her to become Baby Beel's mother. This makes Aoi feel bad, so she runs away. Afterward, Aoi seems to grow feelings towards Tatsumi. In the meantime, another group of bad people plans to hurt Aoi. The bad guys, MK-5, come to challenge Tatsumi, but he and Hildegard beat them up right away. This makes Aoi fall in love with Hildegard. As Aoi's right-hand woman, Chiaki Tanimura and Nene Omura, talk to Tatsumi, Hildegard dares Aoi to a fight to see how strong she is. Tatsumi had told Hildegard that he planned to dump Baby Beel on Aoi. When Aoi comes back and finds Chiaki and Nene hurt, she thinks Tatsumi is to blame and fights with him. In reality, Miwa sent MK-5 to attack Chiaki and Nene because she wants to be called queen. Shintaro helps Nene find Aoi so she can tell her the truth, but when Miwa moves, Tatsumi beats him up right away. After that, Aoi is confused again when Tatsumi tries to give her Baby Beel. He tells her that he has to raise Baby Beel because of Hildegard. Later, Aoi leaves the Red Tails and puts Nene in charge because she feels she can no longer lead them. When a stray cat starts to like Tatsumi, Baby Beel gets very jealous and surprises anyone he shows love to. The cat is challenged to a duel by Baby Beel, but the cat prevails. When a group of fierce cats attack the cat for fighting in their area, Baby Beel defends him, which makes Tatsumi want to help. Baby Beel and the cat become friends after that. Aoi is once more wearing the clothes she wore for her park launch when Tatsumi later brings Baby Beel and the cat to the playground. Tatsumi and Aoi have a heated conversation that ends in an explosion while Baby Beel and Koda compete with several other young children. After that, the cat chooses to leave to protect the other homeless cats. Himekawa plans to get even with Tatsumi by giving him a poisoned sandwich, but it doesn't hurt him because he's already used to Hilda's bad food. He then tries to catch Baby Beel by dressing up as a well-known figure, but Tatsumi and Baby Beel can tell he's a fake because his chopsticks are different colors. Later, he has one of his followers dress up as a woman to try to get Takayuki to give him Baby Beel. However, Elaine Delon steps in and moves Himekawa and his group to a faraway island. Himekawa has no money to hire any more goons because his plans have failed, and when he tries to attack Tatsumi on his own, he gets into a fight with another gang that is also trying to kill Tatsumi. After that, Kanzaki gives him one of his yogurt drinks, and Himekawa gives him a year's worth of food that will only last a month. For the past 3 nights, Baby Beel has been waking Tatsumi and the rest of the neighborhood up with their cries. The Tatsumi family tries to play with Baby Beel all day, so he will be too tired to cry at night. They want him to stop crying at night so that they don't get kicked out of their house. Even though we got Baby Beel to sleep, he still wakes up in the middle of the night and cries. After Tatsumi spends the day taking care of the tired TKKH, Hilda brings Baby Beel a toy that makes him stop crying, but the toy is even louder than his cries. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate your support.